Uh, so आज we have to start discussing polarization. Okay. So the topic is polarization. Okay. So let me take that I have some electric field. Some vector E is given to me, which is like this. Y cap या J cap लिख देते हैं. ठीक है. And here EY जो है Ey xt is equal to some amplitude. That amplitude I'm calling E0y, and there is a harmonic uh, variation associated with it, like this. Okay, so epsilon is some kind of initial phase. So now if I say that this is an electric field which is given to me, this corresponds to, let us say, some electromagnetic wave somewhere out there. So like we discussed when we were discussing waves, that if I will ask you that what is the polarization of this electric field, or I will ask you in which direction is this wave going, so there are going to be two different answers. Okay, so usually I'm just reminding you that here the orientation of the electric field vector, that if I take my three-dimensional space and I try to plot a vector corresponding to this electric field, so I will have a vector which is lying on my j-axis. So it has no component. This E vector would have no component along x-axis and z-axis. So the field that I have written here will completely lie along my j-axis, or the my y-axis, or in the j cap direction. Okay, but in which direction is this this EM wave traveling? Because it is a transverse, electromagnetic waves are transverse waves, so I know that it is actually traveling in the plus x direction. So from here, if I will take the phase function and then I will calculate the phase velocity, then I will know that this transverse wave, which contains this electric field, is actually going in the plus x direction. Okay, so these are two things which sometimes students do not pay attention to. Okay, but unless and until the electric field is not talked about on its own, if you are talking about an electromagnetic wave, then in that context, your electric field का जो vibration है, the plane in which your electric field is vibrating, and the direction in which the wave is going, they are going to be at a 90-degree angle, right? So you will have to find out like this by using the phase velocity concept. So now if I look at this electric field, so I can make a few pointers. So I can say that my vibrations, or I can better say my E field vibrations, are happening along J cap, right? They are only, my electric field is only vibrating along the y-axis here. So so what is happening is, though the direction in which my electric field vector is sort of oriented, ठीक है, ये तो हमेशा J एक्सिस में ही पॉइंट करेगा इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, बट बिकॉज द एम्पलीट्यूड जो है दैट इज गिवन बाय EY, which is varying like a sinusoidal function, most like a cosine function. So what will happen is that as I'm going to transverse either in time or I'm going to transverse in space, my electric field vector will change its amplitude. It's going to go like a sine wave. The amplitude would go like a sine wave, but it would always keep pointing along the j axis. Okay, so let me just show this figure so that it's easier to visualize. Okay, so these figures are from Hecht, all of the figures that I'll be using. Let me put it on this side only. Okay, so if I look at this figure, so basically this electric field is being plotted here. So if you see that my wave is actually going in this direction along the positive x-axis, and my electric field is oriented along the y-axis. This is my electric field, and so the magnetic field is now along the z-axis. Okay, so if I just look at the electric field vector, so what are these planes showing? So ये जो parallel planes है, because I am considering more like a plane wave. Okay, so I am looking at the plane wave front. So basically these planes correspond to the places where basically the phase has the same value. So we can it is obvious to us if we think that let me choose one time, or let me choose t is equal to 0, or let me choose t is equal to some t1. Okay, and I'm only changing the phase with respect to the x. So if I look at my phase function, what is my phase function? My phase phi is equal to omega t minus kx plus epsilon. So epsilon is also fixed initially, and t is also, let me say that I am taking some time t1, and epsilon is also fixed. So this phase function is can be then considered only as a function of x. Okay, so as I'm moving, my wave is moving in x direction, so this phase function is going to take different values. So if I pick, let us say this plane, if I pick let us say this plane, okay, out of all the planes, so in this plane everywhere my phase function, my phi, would have the same value, right? Because right now I'm only looking at the variation of phase with respect to x. So this plane is situated at a particular x value. यहाँ पर कुछ x का value is equal to x naught है, and उसके corresponding I will get some phase. So all the points which are going to lie on this plane, they will have the same value of the phase. So like this I can define the wave fronts. Okay, and these wave fronts, the way you define them, that in the next, if I come to the next plane and I want to have sort of the same phase over there, so then I'll have to move a distance of lambda. Only then I'll get the same phase value, because when will this phase repeat itself? When I will have phi plus 2 pi, then I am back to the same place from where I started, right? So like that, the wavefronts are always separated by a distance of lambda, but at each wavefront, my the magnitude, if I consider a plane wave, so there we also consider the case where the magnitude is not changing. So that is the case in which at each plane, basically a plane wave hogi jisme I am considering that my wave is extending from minus infinity to plus infinity, so it's everywhere, and everywhere it has a constant amplitude. But the kind of wave that I am drawing right now, so this wave will actually have a sort of varying amplitude. So that is what is shown by this dotted black curve. That if that in that case, then the way I am moving, जैसे जैसे मैं x में move करूँगी, so at each plane slightly the amplitude will vary as e o y cosine of this phase function. So that is the variation that is being shown in the dotted line. Okay, so now if so these kind of waves जिनमें the plane of vibration या फिर the electric field vibrations are only confined in a plane, they are called as the linearly polarized light. Okay, so this is this I will say is a linearly polarized beam because my electric field is uska jo bhi vibrations ho raha hai, they are only happening along the y-axis, and I can define a plane of vibrations which is the y and x plane. So whatever electric field is only oscillating in this plane as the wave is moving along x. तो x के एक पोजिशन पे सम ऑसिलेशंस वर हैपनिंग अलोंग y, फिर वेव आगे गई एट सम अदर x, the oscillations are happening about y. So everywhere the oscillations are only happening in the yx plane. And when I can visualize a plane like that, कि there is a plane only in that plane my E field is vibrating, then I would say that it is a linearly polarized or plane polarized light. So both of them same thing. So if we will consider two types of so now there are two cases. So one case is that I consider one electric field. Think of this in terms of vectors, okay? So if I will consider two vectors, okay, and the vectors can have any orientation right now. So just consider two parallel or two collinear vectors, okay? So if the two vectors, I want to add the two vectors, and both the vectors are same in the sense their directions are same, their amplitudes might not be same, but they're like the length of the vectors might be different, but the direction in which they are pointed is same, okay? So when I want to add these two vectors, what I will do is I will do the vector addition. So I will have the amplitude of one vector ka square plus the amplitude of the second vector square plus some under root term will come, right? So if I do the same thing for an electric field vector, that I take two electric fields which are sort of the electric field vectors are now pointed in the same direction, what that means is they are vibrating in the same plane and they are in the same space so that I can add them, and the light is traveling in the same direction. So जैसे यहाँ पर I have an electric field which is pointed along the y-axis. So let me consider that I have two electric fields like that. So I have some E1 which is some EY1 j cap, and I have some E2 which is equal to some EY2 j cap. So both of them have the same direction and both of them coexist together in one region of the space, and both of them are, let us say, moving in the positive x direction. This wave, this EM wave is also moving in positive x, and this one is also moving along the positive x axis. So both of these electric field carrying EM waves are moving in the same direction. So if I want to add now these two fields, or basically if I want to find out ki if I add them, so that these are vectors. So if I add E1 plus E2, and what I am concerned with is कि क्या होगा first in the first place. So if I have the case जहाँ पर the orientation of the electric field is same, waves are traveling in the same direction, so the resultant जो electric field होगा उसका polarization भी क्या हो जाएगा, यहाँ पर J cap ही रहेगा, right? Because I'm adding a plane polarized or I'm adding a linearly polarized oscillations, okay? But what will happen to the amplitude में will में same वो होगा जो vector addition में होगा, that is I will have the amplitude of the first vector square and the second vector square and plus some extra term. So when we study this kind of a phenomena, it is given a name in optics as interference, okay? So then what we are interested when we study interferences, we are not interested in at the state of the polarization, because interference हम study कर रहे हैं for two beams which have the same state of polarization. They are linearly polarized or plane polarized. Therefore, when I'll add those two, I'll again get back a linearly or plane polarized. Basically the same polarization will not change, but what will change is that the amplitude will change, and in the amplitude of this resultant vector I'll have an extra term which corresponds to the interference phenomena. Either I'll have a constructive or a destructive interference. So this kind of a, wait, let me write all this. So this is linearly or plane polarized light. So basically this, the first thing we started with is called I can call that this is a linearly or plane polarized light. Okay.
मैम माइक ऑन है किसी का, ऑफ कर दीजिए प्लीज.
Let me check. I think off हो गया जिसका भी था,
हो
because
गया ऑफ हो गया.
I can't see. Okay, so this is the first case that I sort of discussed. So this is case number 1. So here what I did was or maybe I should write it down properly here. So if I will take two harmonic linearly polarized light waves of same frequency. Okay, yeah, so frequency, I didn't talk about the frequency. Frequency also has to be same, because if it is not same, so we know what happens is I'll get some kind of a, some kind of beats I will form if the frequency is not same. So if I should also have same frequency and they are moving through same region of space in same direction. Okay, so I have two linearly polarized light waves of the same frequency moving through same region of space and in the same direction. Then their E field vectors are collinear and superposition will simply give a resultant linearly polarized light. Okay, so here what I will see in this case is, then for this case I know that polarization will remain same, but amplitude will change, and which we will study in the interference phenomena. Interference, गलत लिख दिया क्या, स्पेलिंग स्पेस ही नहीं है इधर. क्या होता है यार, स्पेलिंग ही भूल गई. F interference. Okay, so this is known as interference, which we'll study after we finish polarization. So basically interference phenomena kya ho gaya in that sense is, it's like adding, it's like a similar analogy is like you are adding two vectors, and then whatever extra term you are getting on adding these two vectors, either that's going to be a plus term, constructive interference, or that's going to be a minus term, destructive interference, and depending on what is the theta between these two vectors. So like that, so basically interference phenomena mein we will study that how the amplitude and the phases of the resultant electric field would change. But this we will do later on, not right now. So, but however, the case 2 is, which we are interested today, is that what happens if rather than looking at the collinear electric fields, I want to look at electric fields which are orthogonal to each other. So I have one, let us say one electric field which is vibrating along x-axis and one is vibrating along y-axis. So if I will add these type of electric fields, or I'm saying electric fields, but always remember that I'm talking about addition of these traveling waves, okay? So because like I told in the last class that in optics, when we say electric field or optical field, basically that means that we are talking about the whole EM wave, okay? Because we are only looking at we are describing all the phenomena associated with the EM wave only by using the electric field, okay? So now the second case is that I take some EX vector is given to me, and let us say it is moving along the Z plus Z direction. So I have some amplitude cos kz minus omega t and I cap. So I have one vector like this. Then I have second electric vector which is vibrating along the y-axis. So the amplitude is EOY, and I am taking cos of kz minus omega t and j. So here EOX and EOY are some constants because they are the amplitudes. Okay. So now the question is that if I add these two electric fields, that I add this and I add this, so what is going to be the state of polarization of the resultant field? So what we are asking is that find the state of polarization of this E. So what is this? So that is the main thing that we are interested right now. We will study interference later. So this is the main crux of the polarization, the introduction to polarization, okay? So, so basically what I have here is I have two orthogonal electric fields. They are at a 90 degree, their vibrations are happening at a 90 degree to each other, and but both of these waves are traveling in the z direction, okay? So it's not that कि wave का direction भी change हो गया है, although electric field एक wave का x में vibrate कर रहा है, but that wave is also moving along plus in the plus z direction, and the other wave के लिए भी जो electric field है वो अब y में oscillate कर रहा है, but that wave is also moving along the plus z direction. So the direction of propagation of the wave या फिर जो k vector है वो उसका direction दोनों के लिए same है. The only thing that is different is the vibration of the electric field. Okay, so now let us इसमें there are 4 cases that we have to do. So then let us do case number 1. So this is the case of linear polarization. Okay, so in order to study these cases, I need to introduce some kind of a phase difference. Okay, so I'm just adding an epsilon here in one of the waves. So this epsilon is some phase difference. So we will write all these cases by specifying different values of epsilon. So different values of epsilon will correspond to different types of polarizations. Okay, so the case number 1 is linear polarization. So this happens if isme bhi actually there are two parts. So the first part is so the first part is that अगर epsilon 0 है या फिर 2n pi है जहाँ पर n can be 0 1 2 like that. Okay, so if epsilon is 0 or a multiple of 2 pi, so what that means is, if I number these equation, let me say 1 and 2. So from equation 1 and 2, I can see that if epsilon is equal to 0 or a multiple of 2 pi, that means that both of these two electric fields, इनका जो भी वाइब्रेशंस है, वाइब्रेशंस आर इन फेज. ओके, बिकॉज फेज फंक्शन सेम हो जाएगा फिर व्हेन इफ एप्सिलॉन इज इक्वल टू 0 or epsilon is equal to some multiple of 2 pi. So then this means that my Ex and Ey are in phase. Okay, so then let me write the total EZT. So let us just write the vector form में लिखते हैं इसको. So this is I cap EOX plus J cap EOY, and this is cos of this, right? Because epsilon is equal to either 0 या 2n pi कुछ भी ले लो. So then the cos function is then same for both Ex and Ey, so I can write it like this. Now if I look at what I have got now, okay, so now for the resultant field E, this is the new amplitude, right? Like this is the vector जिसका अगर मैं magnitude लूँगी तो I'll get to know that what is the amplitude for the this resultant field. Okay, and I
draw a coordinate system also, like, so that we can see.
I will show the figure in a moment. Okay. So what I'm saying is that now if I look at this electric field, so now I can say that this is some E naught vector, and then if I will take the magnitude of this E naught vector, so that will give me the magnitude of this electric field, and it will come out to be something constant. क्या होगा इसका magnitude? E naught का magnitude हो जाएगा EOX square plus EOY square, right? So then this is something which is constant. I will have a constant magnitude, but then this constant magnitude is multiplied with a cos function. So cos function की वजह से now my E field का जो magnitude है, it will take the whole range from minus of this value to plus of this value, right? Because cos will go from -1 to +1. So now I am interested in finding out the polarization of the resultant field. तो जो resultant E field आया है उसका polarization अब क्या है? So उसका polarization भी कहाँ से define होगा? उसका polarization define होगा by the orientation of this E naught vector. So ये E naught vector मेरे plane में, if I will draw my Cartesian plane, so where will this E naught vector lie? So if I take this is my I cap, this is my J cap, so I know that I will get something like this, right? I will get some kind of vibrations like this. अब ये थीटा क्या होगा वो सब चीज़ें तो बात की बात है, we can figure that out, but I know that just by looking at this, that this is how it's going to sort of vibrate. So I know that now my electric field is again vibrating in a plane. So it's a linearly polarized or a plane polarized light. Abhi bhi it is like that, okay? So there is one such diagram which is given in Hecht, which is like very elaborately drawn. This one, sorry. Okay, so this also tells you okay, so if I look at the vector E naught, तो आई कैन से कि बिकॉज EOX और EOY जो भी हैं उनका साइन सेम है, सो आई नो दैट आई एम मेरा जो भी वाइब्रेशन है वो फर्स्ट और थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में ही रहेगा. सो आई कैन जस्ट सिंपली ड्रॉ सम प्लेन कि हाँ यहाँ पर मेरा रफली होगा, दिस मच आई नो, राइट. सो हियर if I look at this picture, so this picture corresponds to this case only. So यहाँ पर this is my EX vector over here and this is my EY vector. Okay, so इसके corresponding मेरा electric field EY के corresponding तो ऐसे जा रहा है, sorry EX के corresponding is this electric field. Okay, and EY के corresponding जो Y axis के about मेरा oscillations हो रहा है, that one is going like this. and जो मेरा wave है वो जा रहा है प्लस z में, तो माई वेव इज मूविंग एक्चुअली इन यहाँ पर z जो है बिकॉज इट हैज़ टू फॉलो XYZ राइट हैंड रूल फॉलो होगा. सो माई वेव इज सॉर्ट ऑफ मूविंग इन दिस डायरेक्शन. दिस इज माई z एक्सिस, ये बनाया भी है यहाँ पर that the wave is moving in this direction, both the waves. Okay, so when I look at the resultant, तो अब resultant कौन सा कमेंगे, ठीक है. So now the resultant is this thing, which is actually this thing. ये वाला जो भी oscillations होगा इस plane में, that is the resultant, like this, these oscillations. So can you see that I had one wave which was oscillating, not the wave, the electric field of the wave was oscillating about the X, जो कि green lines I have shown, and there is other electric field which is oscillating about the Y, which is shown in the orange, and the resultant is now oscillating in this plane. So ये जो blue color का जो plane है, imagine this plane cutting, slicing through the space like this at an angle. This plane is slicing, and in this plane my electric field is now oscillating, right? So like that, this figure very nicely shows how you can visualize this kind of a plane polarized light, and you can also visualize why it's called a plane polarized light or linearly polarized light, because the oscillations of the electric field are confined in a plane. So electric field vector, just imagine this blue जो भी plane है, it is slicing in my space, it's going at an angle, it's cutting the space, and all the electric field is just oscillating on this blue curve. ये ब्लू लाइन पर ही, इसी के ऊपर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड छोटा बड़ा साइनोसॉइडल वेरिएशन करके माय वेव इज मूविंग, बट इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज नाइदर रोटेटिंग, द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज नॉट डूइंग, जो सर्कुलर पोलराइजेशन में वील सी दैट द टिप ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड विल रोटेट एज द वेव विल मूव, बट हियर देयर इज नो रोटेशन. सिंपली इन दिस प्लेन माय इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड is going its sinusoidal amplitude variation. Okay, so here in the second figure what is shown is that with respect to time, okay, so the same thing, if you just a time, if you also observe that how the amplitude will change in time, that is what is shown in the B part of the figure. Okay, so let us say we start our stopwatch or the watch at some time. Here the first figure mein I start my clock, and at this time my electric field vectors are very small, both if you look the X and Y component. So this is the X component and this is the Y component, and both are very small, therefore the resultant is also has a very small amplitude, because amplitude of the resultant is related to the amplitude of these two by this formula, right? So similarly जैसे जैसे टाइम बढ़ रहा है the electric fields are oscillating, उनका amplitude बढ़ रहा है according to the cosine function, so they are increasing and similarly increase हो रहे हैं तो resultant is also increasing, and just like that after here somewhere they go to zero because both of them are in phase, right? So this also shows you that both of them are in phase, इसलिए this graph corresponds to epsilon is equal to 0. अगर दोनों phase में नहीं होते तो एक का amplitude किसी और रेट से छोटा बड़ा होता और दूसरे का किसी और रेट से होता. राइट नाउ द रेट एट विच दे आर ऑसिलेटिंग, their phase is changing by equal amount, दोनों इन फेज हैं, इसलिए we can see this nice thing that at a particular time actually both of the electric fields become zero. Ex and Ey both are zero, so resultant is zero over there, and then they sort of become negative, and then we start oscillating in the third quadrant. So ये वाला जो you can also so this is just an example with time that how the magnitude of this electric field is changing. Then the third figure is for the case in which the electric fields are out of the Ex and Ey are out of phase with 180 degree. So this case I have not written yet, but in that case what will happen is, rather than having my plane of vibration in the first and the third quadrant, I will have the plane of vibration in the second and the fourth quadrant, right? Because यहाँ पर देखो जो EOX और EOY है, that is just iota EOX and J EOY, ठीक है? So I know that यहाँ पर EOX and EOY will या तो दोनों ही पॉजिटिव होंगे या दोनों ही नेगेटिव होंगे, राइट? बिकॉज आई एम मल्टीप्लाइंग देम बाय अ कॉमन cos function. So that's why I know कि first quadrant होता है जहाँ पर both my x and y are positive, and third quadrant होता है वहाँ both x and y are negative. So I know that all the vibrations are going to happen only in these two quadrants. But when I will introduce and make them out of phase, that means I will introduce एक pi का phase difference मैं introduce करूँगी, then I will see that one of them will be positive, one of them will be negative, and like that. So automatically second quadrant होता है जहाँ पर x negative होता है, y positive होता है. fourth quadrant होता है जहाँ पे y negative होता है, x positive होता है. So like that also you can sort of remember कि otherwise तो ये बहुत simple ही है. So let me write the second case. So this was the case for epsilon is equal to 0 or 2n pi. So the second case is and epsilon is equal to plus minus n pi. So now, so this would mean that my Ex.
So ma'am, if we represent this in a phase diagram, this would just be that 45 degree angle line, same constantly.
45 degree नहीं होगा because my EOX and EOY are not same magnitude. मतलब
Right.
in the figure it looks like that, but depending on I can find out what is going to be this theta, right? So जो भी यहाँ पर मुझे ये मिल रहा है, this is some EOX and this is some EOY. So I can find out that tan of theta is equal to EOY by EOX. So like that इसका orientation change होगा only when EOX is equal to EOY, दोनों का magnitude same है, only then the theta is 45. Right now it can be anything. There is no restriction on the individual amplitudes of the electric fields. Okay, so this tan theta is going to be equal to EOY by EOX. So depending on these values, I will have the orientation at different angles. So the figure is a little bit misleading in that sense, but even हेक ने भी ऐसा ही बनाया है, बट वी आर नॉट कंसिडरिंग द केस राइट नाउ इन विच बोथ आर इक्वल मैग्नीट्यूड. ओके, सो वी आर कंसिडरिंग अ जनरल केस. सो हियर Ex and Ey are 180 degree or pi out of phase. Okay, so then I can write that my common, if I will add them, so what will happen is, See, let us go back to equation 1 and 2. So equation 1 तो सेम ही रहेगा और यहाँ पर epsilon को I am putting n pi. So basically what I'll get is I'll get minus cos kz minus omega t, right? I'll get a minus sign in front. So then when I will add these two, I will get I cap EOX minus J cap EOY cosine kz minus omega t. So this is what I will get now. So again, if I will look at this vector, if I'll say this is equal to some E naught vector, so the magnitude of this vector will tell me that what is the magnitude of the resultant E field, and also the orientation of this vector will tell me that that what is the polarization or the orientation of the resultant field. तो जैसे मैंने अभी बोला यहाँ पर if I look, so my EOX and EOY are actually not, they have a minus sign. Okay, so I have EOX plus minus EOY, right? So that means that that if my EOX is going to be positive, my EOY is going to be negative, or if EOX is positive, then EOY is going to be negative, because a common cos function is multiplied to them. So like that, I know that now whatever vibrations I'm going to get, I'm going to maybe this color. So now whatever oscillations or the vibrations that are going to happen in the second and the fourth quadrant, because यही दो quadrant होते हैं जहाँ पर one is positive and the other is negative. So if this is my I and this is my J, and both simply I can also plot them. Just say I can take this point, that this point corresponds to the case that this is some EOX and this is some EOY, like that. And I can also find out some theta associated with the plane of the orientation of this plane. Okay, so in this above figure, the diagram C is actually showing that case. So again, I have two oscillations. So one is this EX. So EX तो अब फिर से ये वाला ही है along the x-axis. These are the oscillations. And then I have some EY, which is oscillating like this. And the resultant is now in this plane. Okay, so I will have something, and एक नीचे भी जाएगा इसके plane ऐसे करके, जो कि इसमें बनाया नहीं हुआ है. So my electric field will only occupy this plane. उसका जो भी vibrations होगा will be contained in this plane. The electric field vector will only oscillate in this blue plane. So again, you can think of a plane slicing through the space at an angle, so that it's only occupying the second and the fourth quadrant. इसी के बीच में रहेगा ये. So these are the linearly or the plane polarized states of light. So यहाँ पे मैं लिख देती हूँ, also known as the plane polarized. And इसलिए इनको काफ़ी बार P state भी बोलते हैं. Okay, so काफ़ी बार in a question it might be given to you that two light beams in the P state are falling on a polarizer at this much angle. So what P state means is that you have some linearly or plane polarized light is being talked about. Okay, so this is another name which is given to this. So let us come to case number 2. So these should not be so difficult now, because we have already done these kind of cases when we were doing Lissajous figures. So वहाँ पर we had done all these cases जहाँ पर we were looking at what kind of Lissajous figures we will get when we have the same frequency. Frequency was omega omega, and we had two orthogonal harmonic oscillations, and we were just looking what kind of Lissajous figures we'll get. So it is just the same derivative of that, but there is it's a little bit tricky in the sense that now the electric fields are also moving in some direction. Okay, so in the Lissajous figures we were only looking at some xy plane में क्या हो रहा है, but now for a beam of light you also have to interpret that how the electric field is sort of moving as the light beam is also moving. Okay, so how the electric field will move, that is one extra step that we have to consider. So case number 2 is for circular polarization. Just a second. Okay, so for circular polarization, we have to satisfy two conditions. Okay, so the first condition is that the both EOX and EOY, which are the amplitudes, they should be equal, and I'm calling that E naught. Okay, so both the amplitude, ये जो दो electric fields हम consider कर रहे हैं, which are orthogonal to each other, they उनका जो amplitude है वो same है. That is the first thing that should be there. And the second condition is on the epsilon or the phase difference between the two. So epsilon के भी दो cases हम study करेंगे, because one case of epsilon will correspond to a right circular polarization and the other case would correspond to a left circular polarization. Okay, so this is the, this condition should be, इसको 1 में लिखती मैं 1. This is something which should always be there. Okay, so this should always be there. ये हमें याद रखना है. If this is not true, then what we will get would be a elliptically polarized light and not a circularly polarized light. Okay, so in sometimes in questions, I mean later on you will have to use all the concepts. Okay, so there the question might ask you that is it elliptical or circularly polarized. So so apart from checking the conditions on the initial phase, you will first of all check the condition on the amplitude, कि जो दो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड दिया है उनका एम्पलीट्यूड मुझे सेम दिया है या नहीं दिया है. अगर सेम दिया है तभी वो सर्कुलर पोलराइजेशन है, तभी मैं उसके लिए ऑप्शंस चेक करूँगा. अदरवाइज आई विल जस्ट कट द ऑप्शंस कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग टू सर्कुलर एंड आई विल जस्ट चेक द ऑप्शंस कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग टू इलिप्टिकल. ओके, सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट थिंग यू विल चेक. आफ्टर दैट वी विल चेक दैट व्हाट इज द फेज डिफरेंस. ओके, so the phase difference epsilon first case में is minus pi by 2 plus 2 n pi. So here n can be 0, plus minus 1 or plus minus 2. So हमेशा circular polarization में phase difference pi by 2 ही रहेगा और some multiple of pi by 2 ही रहेगा, but वो minus pi by 2 रहेगा या plus pi by 2 रहेगा. That will only change the handedness. Okay, handedness का मतलब है कि जो electric field vector है, जो resultant field अभी हम लिखेंगे after joining, after adding my EX and EY fields, so जो resultant electric field का vector होगा वो clockwise rotate करेगा या वो एंटी क्लॉकवाइज रोटेट करेगा. तो ओनली दैट हैंडेडनेस वुड डिपेंड ऑन दिस फैक्ट कि मैं माइनस पाई बाई 2 इंट्रोड्यूस कर रही हूँ या प्लस पाई बाई 2 फेज इंट्रोड्यूस कर रही हूँ. ओके, बट इन अ सर्कुलर पोलराइजेशन अगर मेरे पास में जो एप्सिलॉन है दैट इज इक्वल टू प्लस माइनस पाई बाई 2, so then also I know or some multiple of plus minus pi by 2 like 3 pi by 2 या 5 pi by 2 उस तरह का कोई टर्म है. So then I know it's a case of circular polarization, but I'll have to sort of check or either remember that if it's minus तो क्या आता है, is it right circularly polarized or left circularly polarized, एक वो हमको थोड़ा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, so let us consider the first case. So here I'm taking epsilon is equal to minus, so this is also something that you can remember, that if you
right or left circular polarization is determined by some kind of hand rule. I mean, why else would we designate right or left connotation to it?
yes. हाँ, जो हमने Lissajous figures में जैसे right handed और left handed बोला था, the same rule will apply here also. okay, that if you will put your thumb at the source, जैसे मेरे सामने कोई source है, वहाँ से light आ रही है, if I'll take my right hand and put my thumb towards the source and I'll curl my right hand, so if it curls like this, then I know that it's a uh, let me check, I'm saying correct no? Yeah, so clockwise is right circularly polarized. So clockwise मतलब you have to, काफ़ी books में पता है अलग rule दिया होगा, मतलब it depends when you talk about the polarization of a circular light, so it is very in a sense dependent on the way you are looking at the light, okay? So somebody who is standing at the source and looking at the light going away from him, ठीक है, तो मैं यहाँ खड़ी हूँ, मेरे पास एक लेज़र है and I turn on the laser and I look at the light going away from me, so मेरे लिए जो right handed light होगा वो as an observer तुम्हारे लिए left handed light होगा, okay? So there is a lot of confusion, even in books you will find a little bit different terminology being used, but you will have to pick one terminology and stick to that, okay? So in most of the optics book you will find this associated with the right hand and the left hand rule, but now right hand रखना कैसे है, ये जो thumb है it should point towards me as an observer or it should point towards the source. So what you will do is you will keep your thumb pointing towards the source जहाँ से light आ रहा है and you'll curl your fingers. If the electric field is, the tip of the electric field is rotating in this fashion, like in a clockwise sense, then I will say that it is a right circularly polarized light. But if I take my left hand and I see that it's going in an anti-clockwise way, so then I'll say that it is left circularly polarized. But in some books you will find it the other way also, but I have seen majority of the books would follow the convention that I am telling. So ये doubt end तक रहता है that what should be a left and what should be right, because it depends on the perspective. So हमेशा, unless and until it is not told to you that you are standing where the light source is and you are looking at the light source going away from you, okay, so unless and until you are not basically you are not sitting on the light beam and looking how it's rotating, we are always looking from an observer's perspective. So light is always coming towards us, we are not sitting on the light and going somewhere. So we are here and the light is coming towards us, so from our perspective we will say that the tip of the E field is rotating this way. So I will put my thumb towards the source and curl my fingers. Either it curls this way or it curls this way. If it follows my left hand, so it's left-handed, left circularly polarized, otherwise it's right circularly polarized. The same is true for elliptical light also. Elliptical light bhi left elliptical and right elliptically polarized hoti hai. So the same rule you have to remember. अगर क्लॉकवाइज की तरह से याद करना आसान है तो रिमेंबर लाइक दैट कि अगर क्लॉकवाइज मूव हो रहा है ई वेक्टर, सो मैं राइट सर्कुलरली पोलराइज बोलूँगा, अगर एंटी क्लॉकवाइज मूव हो रहा है तो लेफ्ट बोलूँगा. अगर वो ईजी है याद करना तो डू लाइक दैट, अदरवाइज रिमेंबर इट थ्रू योर राइट हैंड लेफ्ट हैंड्स. सो वट एवर इज सॉर्ट ऑफ कन्वीनियंट टू यू. ऑल्सो एक और इमेज matlab which I find is a little bit useful. Just look at the clock, okay? So this is my 12 in the middle. So if I say that I have यहाँ पे मेरा घड़ी है, ठीक है? So if this moves in towards the right, right? So if it moves toward the right, that means I'm going clockwise. So in this way you can remember. Okay, right circularly corresponds to clockwise because when the clock moves in the clockwise manner, it goes towards the right. Okay, from the मतलब 12 बजे का जो time है वहाँ से if I notice, and if my clock will go this side, that means I'm going anti-clockwise. So in your head you can imagine that okay, I have moved towards my left hand, so it is left. circularly polarized. Okay, so there are multiple ways. You will have to devise your own way of remembering it, but like I find this imagery a little bit helpful, that you imagine a clock, 12 बजे बीच में उसका सुई है, एंड आई नोटिस कि अच्छा मेरा ई वेक्टर क्लॉकवाइज जा रहा है, बट मैं भूल गई हूँ कि क्लॉकवाइज को मैंने क्या बोला था, क्लॉकवाइज राइट होता है या लेफ्ट सर्कुलरली होता है. तो जस्ट सी कि क्लॉक 12 बजे से किधर जाता है, 12 बजे से राइट की तरफ जाता है क्लॉकवाइज में, तो दैट मीन्स इट कॉरस्पॉन्ड्स टू राइट सर्कुलरली पोलराइज्ड. एंटी क्लॉकवाइज में 12 बजे से मेरा क्लॉक किधर जाएगा, इट विल गो टूवर्ड्स द लेफ्ट. So then that means I'm getting anti-clockwise, that means it's the left circularly. So basically एक ही चीज़ है, but you will have to figure out some means of remembering this. Okay, so what was I doing? Okay, so let us substitute these values. तो जो भी equation 1 और 2 था, यहाँ पर एप्साइलन को -π/2 सब्सटीट्यूट कर देता है. ठीक है, सो एप्साइलन को अगर -π/2 सब्सटीट्यूट करेंगे, सो दिस कॉस kz माइनस ओमेगा टी -π/2 will be equal to sine of kz minus omega t, right? That we know. So then what I have now is that I have Ex is equal to this, and Ey is equal to E naught sin kz minus omega t. So जो individual amplitudes थे EOX and EOY, उसको मैंने E naught से replace कर दिया है, because like I said, that is the first thing I'll check, that the amplitudes are same. And now मैंने एक π/2 ये वाला एक phase difference introduce कर दिया. So these are the equations I'm getting. So then I can write the total E field equal to E naught will come outside, and I will get some cosine of kz minus omega t I cap plus sine of kz minus omega t some j cap. Okay, so this is what I will get. So now I know कि जो मेरा इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है उसका जो एम्पलीट्यूड है वो तो E नॉट ही है, that I can clearly see. Now amplitude is simply E naught, जो भी मेरा initial amplitude था. But now what has happened is I have a cosine I plus sine of j. So this corresponds to some kind of a circular motion, right? So that means here let us write that the amplitude of this E is simply equal to E naught, which is some constant, but the direction okay, so let me put one figure first, and then we will discuss a little bit more. Okay, so let us look at this figure. So here, ये तो this तो we can visualize that what is this? This is like a circular, मतलब this is like I have some unit amplitude का कुछ vector है मेरे पास, and that vector is just going in a circle. We can see that this is cos of I plus sine of j. So if I will plot like this, so I know अगर मैं ऐसे कोई unit vector बनाऊँ and this angle is equal to kz minus omega t, so I know that whatever here ये जो length है it is cos of kz minus omega t, and this length over here is sine of kz minus omega t, right? So now depending on different time, मतलब time का क्या value होगा, this unit vector is going to rotate in this plane. जैसे जैसे I will change t, let us say I do not change z, मैं एक ही position पे खड़े होकर observe करती हूँ, but I observe it with respect to time. Okay, I can also move with z. Okay, z को भी मैं change कर सकती हूँ. These two variables I can change. But if I just want to observe the circular motion, so what I'll see is, ये फिगर दिख रहा है, इसको बड़ा बनाऊं, नहीं दिख रहा ना शायद. See, what I'm saying is that consider a unit vector, and this angle is equal to theta, but theta is equal to kz minus omega t. Okay, and then if I will take, what are these components? So this component is cosine of kz minus omega t, and this component is साइन ऑफ के जेड माइनस ओमेगा टी, या थीटा ही लिखना चाहिए था, एनीवे लिखते हैं आप. ठीक है, सो आई कैन इमेजिन अ यूनिट वेक्टर, और जैसे जैसे अगर मैं z को फिक्स कर लेती हूँ, एंड अगर मैं सिर्फ टाइम में वेरिएशन देखती हूँ, सो जैसे जैसे मेरा ओमेगा टी चेंज होगा, वैसे वैसे दिस वेक्टर विल ईदर गो क्लॉकवाइज और एंटी क्लॉकवाइज. इट विल do a circular rotation. So in the complete time period t, this vector will rotate once. एक पूरा एक circle it will cover, right? That much we know about circular motion. But now what we have to visualize it, we have to also visualize with respect to z. Okay, so I'm also changing z and I'm also changing t. So that is something we want to visualize now, कि ये जो वेक्टर है यहाँ यूनिट वेक्टर है, बट अगर मैं एक्चुअल e को देखूँ तो e नॉट मल्टीप्लाइड है. ओके, सो इन द रिजल्टेंट फील्ड इट इज़ द e नॉट वेक्टर, उसका लेंथ e नॉट है, इट्स नॉट यूनिट. बट ये जो ग्रीन वाला टर्म था, इसको मैं प्लॉट करके बता रही हूँ दैट दिस, इसका नेचर है दैट आई एम गोइंग टू हैव सम काइंड ऑफ अ सर्क्युलर motion. Okay, so if now what I want to do is I want to visualize that अगर मैं सिर्फ लिसाजियस फिगर कर रही होती तो इतना ही मेरे लिए काफ़ी था, दैट आई नो दैट दिस इज़ गोइंग टू गो थ्रू कुछ किसी एक तरह का कुछ सर्कुलर मोशन, मतलब it will do one complete circle in time period t. So ये हमें पता है. But now I have to consider in terms of a wave which is moving through space. So now I am also changing z, and I can now fix time right now. I can also visualize with respect to time and z both, but it's difficult to sort of see both things. टाइम के सेंस में क्या होगा वो इस फिगर से हम समझ सकते हैं, इस सर्कल वाली फिगर से, कि अगर मैं z फिक्स रखूँगी तो टाइम क्या होगा, उसको ऐसे ऐसे करके रोटेट करेगा. अगर मैं टाइम फिक्स रखूँगी तो क्या होगा, अब मैं z में आगे जा रही हूँ, ठीक है, एंड आई एम प्लॉटिंग विद रिस्पेक्ट टू z. सो दिस फिगर इज एक्चुअली शोइंग यू दैट. सो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, लेट अस लुक. सो आई हैव some e oscillation, ये कुछ ex था, ठीक है, which is oscillating along the x axis, and I have some ey which is oscillating like this, and if I see the length of the two vectors is same in this case, so I know that मेरे को कुछ circularly polarized light मिल रहा है. So I have some, ये इस तरह से मेरा कुछ e vector बन गया है यहाँ पे. Now this is different from the plane polarized light. Okay, ये drawing ही अलग है. I'm not drawing this like this. I'm just drawing this e vector because e naught ही magnitude है उसका. Magnitude में कुछ और फर्क नहीं आया है. It's just e naught magnitude, and e naught is always मतलब नहीं, सही बोल रही हूँ. So e naught को अब हमें देखना है that how the e naught is going to, जैसे जैसे मेरा वेव प्रोपगेट करेगा. सो इफ़ यू सी, ये जो ई वेक्टर है दैट इज़ द रिजल्टेंट वेक्टर. सो यहाँ से ये शुरू हुआ, ठीक है, एंड आई एम प्लॉटिंग विद रिस्पेक्ट टू जेड. सो जेड में प्लॉट कर रही हूँ तो इधर से शुरू करना पड़ेगा. सो इट स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम हियर, लेट अस से, ठीक है. फिर मैं और थोड़ा जेड में आगे मूव हो गई तो क्या हुआ, के जेड वाला टर्म चेंज हो गया एंड इट स्लाइटली rotated. So now this rotated and it came here. फिर मैं और थोड़ा आगे मूव हो गई तो this rotated and this came here. Okay, like that. मैं और थोड़ा मूव हो गई तो I'm getting something like this. So like this, the electric field vector is rotating in the plane as I'm moving with Z. So what will happen is जो प्लेन पोलराइज लाइट था उसमें इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड वाज ऑलवेज ऑसिलेटिंग लाइक दिस. उसका सिर्फ मैग्नीट्यूड बड़ा और छोटा हो रहा था, बट इट वाज ऑलवेज ऑसिलेटिंग इन वन प्लेन. बट इन अ सर्कुलरली पोलराइज लाइट द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड वेक्टर इज रोटेटिंग, but it is not rotating in one plane, it is rotating in the space. जैसे मतलब वेव आगे जा रहा है, ये रोटेट कर करके आगे जा रहा है. Okay, so it will have some kind of a angular momentum associated with it. Okay, so circular light जो होता है उसमें एक spin angular momentum आता है, इसीलिए because your electric field vector is not rotating in one plane, but as the wave is moving, it is rotating and it's moving forward. So at different z positions पे मेरा जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है उसका ओरिएंटेशन अलग अलग है, मैग्नीट्यूड सेम है, ओरिएंटेशन अलग अलग है, but it is going in this circle. So it will take all the positions. Starting from here, it will go either anti-clockwise or it will go either clockwise, depending on how you are looking at it. Okay, सो इन अ लिसाजियस फिगर हमने सिर्फ इतना ही देखा था, जो कि ये छोटा स्निपेट में ड्रॉ है. अगर हम लिसाजियस फिगर में वी हैड ओनली कंसिडर्ड दिस मच. Okay, but here we have to sort of look at the 3D picture. So 3D picture would mean that we also have to see that what is happening along the z axis. तो जैसे my wave is moving, I see that the electric field vector is rotating, but it is rotating as in different planes. in different plane का मतलब है कि वो थोड़ा सा मूव हुआ, फिर वेव आगे चली गई, वो नेक्स्ट प्लेन में थोड़ा मूव हुआ, फिर वेव आगे चली गई, फिर थोड़ा ऐसे मूव हुआ. ठीक है, सो कैन यू विजुअलाइज इट अ लिटिल बिट. मेरे पास एक और
EX और EY के रिजल्टेंट्स हैं डिफरेंट वेव्स के. लाइक सपोज a light is coming from a bulb, that light is like, it is not a polarized light. Like
yes,
हर एंगल पे एक रे आ रही है. Then we take out the component of every ray in EX and EY, and then we get a resultant that is called polarization. Or how?
नहीं. करंटली देखो, मैंने जो केसेस स्टार्ट किए थे ना, वी स्टार्टेड विद द केस इन विच इनिशियली ही मेरे पास एक प्लेन पोलराइज लाइट है. अभी तक आई हैव नॉट डिस्कस्ड नेचुरल लाइट. ठीक है, सो आई एम कंसिडरिंग द केसेस जहाँ पर स्टार्टिंग में ही मेरे पास एक पोलराइज लाइट है. आई एम नॉट कंसिडरिंग एन अनपोलराइज्ड और नेचुरल लाइट. सो जो तुम बोल रहे हो दैट इज़ द केस. अगर मैं लाइट बल्ब देखूँ या फिर ट्यूबलाइट का लाइट देखूँ, सो आई एम गेटिंग लाइट विच हैज़ all polarizations are happening. So एक natural light को हम कैसे draw करते हैं, next class में मैं करने वाली थी. So we draw it like this, that it can oscillate along all planes. Natural light by definition has all planes of polarizations possible in it. तो हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? For this analysis, I will have to pass this through a polarizer first. I will have to polarize this light. पोलराइजर क्या करता है? लीनियरली पोलराइज लाइट देता है. सो देन डिपेंडिंग ऑन द पास एक्सिस ऑफ दिस पोलराइजर, मान लो ये है, सो देन आई विल गेट अ लीनियरली पोलराइज लाइट ऑफ दिस केस. ओके, एंड सो अभी जो एनालिसिस चल रहा है, दैट एनालिसिस इज बेस्ड ऑन द फैक्ट दैट आई ऑलरेडी हैव दिस लीनियरली पोलराइज लाइट. I am not considering, मतलब you are getting confused in the sense तुमको लग रहा है that I am decomposing this natural light into two parts, EX and EY, and then I am studying them. That is not the case. I am considering the cases जहाँ पर let me say कि मेरा जो polarizer है, एक बार मैं अपने polarizer को ऐसे रखूँ that it is parallel to Y axis, उसका transmission axis जो है parallel to Y है, so I get a Y polarized light. And second case में I keep my polarizer like this so that my transmission axis is now parallel to X, so I get a X polarized light. Okay, so currently the cases I am doing for a polarized light. तो जितना भी जो स्टार्टिंग में मैंने इक्वेशन 1 और 2 लिखा है, दैट इटसेल्फ इज अ लीनियरली पोलराइज्ड स्टेट्स. वही मैंने स्टार्टिंग में डिस्कस किया था. आज आके स्टार्टिंग में जो फर्स्ट thing we discussed here, that we discussed first that what is a linearly or plane polarized state, how to get a plane polarized state from natural light, what are the means to get polarized light, is what I'll do in the next class. Okay, so in simple terms, polarization of light ka matlab hoga that how your electric field vector is vibrating. Okay, how is it oscillating. तो अगर मैं एक लीनियरली और प्लेन पोलराइज्ड लाइट को कंसिडर करूँ, तो जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे ड्रॉ किया है एंड में, तो दिस इज माय वाई पोलराइज्ड लाइट. So this is a plane polarized light or linearly polarized light जिसमें electric field will always vibrate in the y plane. Okay, हमेशा y में ही, y axis में ही it will vibrate. If I will consider an x polarized light, the electric field will always oscillate in the x direction. Okay, so the cases I'm considering here, already मेरे पास ऐसी दो light beams है जो कि एक y polarized है and the second is x polarized. And then
what is this light blue? What does this resultant means to us?
So this resultant means that if I take one light which is y polarized and one light which is x polarized, and if I add these two,
Okay.
so then what new polarization states I can make. Okay, तो क्या क्या polarization states मुझे मिल सकती हैं, that is what I want to study right now. तो हमने उसमें study किया that first of all, अगर मैं दो linearly polarized lights को मैं सुपर इम्पोज करती हूँ, ठीक है, सो फर्स्ट है कि मुझे लीनियरली पोलराइज लाइट ही वापस से मिल जाए. ठीक है, सो उसके लिए व्हाट आर द टू केसेस वी स्टडीड कि एप्सिलॉन के क्या दो वैल्यूज हो सकते हैं जिसमें दैट इज पॉसिबल, विच वी डिड इन दिस पार्ट. देन द सेकेंड पार्ट इज कि लेट अस से कि मेरे पास जो दो लीनियरली पोलराइज लाइट है, एक वाई पोलराइज्ड है, एक एक्स पोलराइज्ड है, अगर मैं उन दोनों को ऐड करती हूँ बट अब उन दोनों के जो एम्पलीट्यूड है वो सेम है, दोनों का ई नॉट एम्पलीट्यूड है एंड दोनों का फेज डिफरेंस -π/2 या +π/2 है, तो इन दैट केस मेरा जो पोलराइजेशन स्टेट अब जो मुझे रिजल्टेंट का मिल रहा है दैट विल बी अ सर्क्युलर पोलराइजेशन. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट वी आर स्टडिंग राइट नाउ. सो दिस रिजल्टेंट simply means the resultant or the superposition of two linearly polarized states. So ये जो पूरा एक्सरसाइज हम कर रहे हैं वो बेसिकली हमें ये बता रहा है कि हाउ वी कैन जनरेट डिफरेंट स्टेट्स ऑफ पोलराइजेशन इन लैब. हमें पता है एक सिंपल पोलराइज शीट लेके मैं कोई प्लेन पोलराइज लाइट तो जनरेट कर ही सकती हूँ, but let us say now I want to use that plane polarized light and I want to make more exotic states of polarization. So how can I do that? So I can change or I can tune the phase difference between these two plane polarized light by these methods. मतलब methods नहीं बताए, by these amount, मतलब I can choose epsilon to have these numbers and that will give me these different states of polarization. तो अभी हम सिर्फ वो ही स्टडी कर रहे हैं. तो नेचुरल लाइट और जो पोलराइजर्स हैं ये सब हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में स्टडी करेंगे. व्हेन वी विल स्टडी दैट हाउ टू मेक पोलराइज लाइट और मेलर्स लॉ और वो सब चीज़ें हमें पढ़ना है. सो राइट नाउ वी आर जस्ट लुकिंग एट what are the states of polarization that we can generate with two plane polarized or linearly polarized beams. Okay, so so now what we are left is हमें ये समझ आ गया that electric field vector और the resultant जो भी आया ये दो linearly polarized light का, that resultant is sort of rotating as my wave is moving. Okay, so it is rotating in the path as my both of my beams are moving. But now ये rotation right handed हो रहा है या left handed हो रहा है, so that is what we are concerned with. So वो हम we have already learned कि how we can find out if it's rotating in the clockwise or anti-clockwise. So I'll just very briefly remind you. So let us say that I take some time. So पहले हम कोई z position fix कर देते हैं, ठीक है. So when we want to find out right-handed or left-handed orientation, so we can either fix the time or we can either fix the z. So one of these things we have to fix और सिर्फ एक ही वेरिएबल का we'll have to check कि how is it moving. So I am mostly what we do is we always fix one z and we check the variation with respect to time कि जो वेक्टर है ये वेक्टर clockwise rotate कर रहा है या anti clockwise rotate कर रहा है. So I am going to fix, I am going to take some position that z is equal to some z naught and I want to check with t that in which direction is this resultant e vector will rotate. Okay, so at time t is equal to 0, what I will get is, let me number these equation. Let me say this is 3 and this is 4. So from equation 3, ये हमने already Lissajous में किया था अच्छे से. I can see that ex will become iota e naught cos of k z naught. ये हो जाएगा. और ey क्या हो जाएगा? Ey will be,
मैम वो आयोटा रहेगा, आई कैप रहेगा, आपने
sorry,
आयोटा का
iota बोल दिया मैंने, i cap ही रहेगा. This is
Right.
j cap. Actually वो दिमाग से skip हो जाता है कभी कभी. So this is going to be e naught sine of kz naught. ठीक है. So this is what I'll get when I'll put t is equal to 0 in equation 3 and 4. So let us draw this. So let me draw a circle. ठीक है, तो lines तो टेढ़ा है, but at least circle is fine. So now I want to plot these points, that e naught cos of k z naught and e naught sine of k z naught. So let us say कि k z जो है वो कुछ यहाँ पे lie करता है, that this is equal to k z naught and this length is equal to e naught then, and this is then equal to, this is my e naught cosine of kz. So this is e naught cosine of kz naught, and this length is equal to e naught sine of kz naught. Okay, and now I want to, I only need one more point. Okay, and that will tell me that in which direction is this vector going. एक या तो इधर या इधर. I just need one more point. So let me choose that at time t is equal to kz naught by omega. Okay, so when I put t is equal to kz naught by omega, so look at equation number 3 and 4. What will happen is kz naught minus omega t है ना ये, because we have put z is equal to z naught. So I'll see that the cosine of 0 हो जाएगा and sine of 0 हो जाएगा. So ey will be equal to 0 in that case. So I'll get that ex is equal to I cap e naught and cosine of 0, which is equal to 1, and ey will be equal to j cap multiplied by 0. So this is basically 0. Okay, so then I know that my vector would be somewhere here. Okay, so this orange corresponds to my e vector at time t is equal to kz naught by omega, and ये जो green वाला था, it corresponded to the time when t was equal to 0. So इसको मैं e vector ही लिख देती हूँ. So this is my e vector at time t is equal to 0, and this is at time t is equal to kz naught by omega. So then I can see that from this point I have come to this point. So I am going like this. So I am going in a clockwise manner. So clockwise हो गया, या फिर I can sort of put my thumb on my copy, because the light is coming from the copy towards me. In that sense, I can visualize it, and then I can rotate my right hand. So then this is going to be clockwise, means that I'm dealing with right. circularly polarized light. Okay, and so just make a note here that this is as seen by an observer looking at the source. Okay, so as an observer you are looking back at the source, you are facing the source, and then this is how you are observing it. Because if you read some other book and you get confused, so always pay attention to the fact कि वो लाइट किस सेंस में वो राइट और लेफ्ट उसको डिफाइन कर रहा है. काफ़ी बार लोग मतलब अलग तरह से डिफाइन करते हैं एंड लगता है कि ओके इट्स मेस्ड अप, बट समटाइम्स यू ओके they might be defining it from the point of view of from the source. Okay, कि source की तरफ से क्या दिख रहा है हमें. तो अगर मैं source की तरफ से इसको देखूंगी तो जो मुझे clockwise दिख रहा है वो दूसरी तरफ से I'll see that this is anti-clockwise. Okay, but ultimately what we have to remember is कि one terminology you have to fix. So fix this terminology, because in most cases as an observer we are always looking towards the source. We are not from the source की side से, we do not look at the light like that. So fix this terminology, and if in some book you get confused, so just check that how they are defining it. So most of the books might say it's left circularly polarized, but then they might be defining it from the perspective of the source. Okay, so this is the case for a right circularly polarized light, and this is also called as the R state, or also called as the RCP. So RCP is the short form of right circularly polarized, and R state is another short form of this thing. So this should be clear. अगर question में लिखा है you have a P state light, what that means is you have a plane polarized or linearly polarized light. Question में लिखा है you have a R state light, what that means is you have a right circularly polarized light. Question में लिखा है you have a RCP light, that means you have a right circularly polarized light. So I will just very quickly, or maybe I'll not, already 7:05 हो गए. So then we will continue the discussion in the next class. So ये मतलब पोलराइजेशन का थोड़ा बेसिक है, so ये हमें समझ आना ही चाहिए. और ये जो भी मतलब आपके डाउट है रिगार्डिंग दिस, so please ask me in the next class, because if you are confused in this, so later on you will not be able to do the questions. So at least ये हमें पता होना चाहिए that we can make all exotic states of polarization by using linearly polarized light. So that is the first thing you have to remember from today's class. And then what are these different phase angles or different epsilon values that we should remember, so that if we have to use in some question, it should be very clear to us just by looking at the whatever E fields are given to us. It should be very clear कि epsilon ये दिया है तो what kind of light I would get. Okay, so I'll stop the class now because I don't want to extend it more. So I'll meet you in the next class, which is I think on Friday. Yeah. So bye bye.
मैम हैक्ट के अलावा इस सब्जेक्ट के लिए और कौन सी बुक्स होंगी?
घटक ही होगी, और बाकी आई थिंक इन सब में भी दिया होगा ना, जेनकिंस एंड वाइट, और बहुत सारी हैं. मतलब पुरानी तो ऑप्टिक्स की बहुत सारी बुक्स होंगी लाइब्रेरी में. इफ़ यू विल जस्ट गो एंड चेक यू विल फाइंड मेनी बुक्स, बट आई थिंक हेक्ट इज़ गुड इनफ फॉर दिस,
मैम हैक को पढ़ते सर दर्द हो जाता है.
बिकॉज बहुत इलेबोरेट तरीके से लिखा है.
नहीं, सिर्फ इलेबोरेट नहीं, वो डबल कॉलम बुक है.
अच्छा, इसीलिए सर दर्द होता है. तो घटक भी वैसे डबल कॉलम ही है इन दैट सेंस. तो जेंकिंस एंड वाइट में देख लो, यू माइट फाइंड. ये तो बेसिक ही है. पोलराइजेशन तो हर ऑप्टिक्स की इंट्रोडक्टरी बुक में यू विल फाइंड. So if you'll just go to your college library and just search any book for optics, everywhere polarization you will find. That is the starting point of optics everywhere. So हर book में ये होगा. ठीक है, बाकी बहुत ज़्यादा तो पढ़ने का ज़रूरत नहीं है, इतना टाइम भी नहीं होगा तो ठीक है
मतलब अगर
तो
स्क्रैच से अगर पढ़ना चाह रहे हैं तो अभी ना ही पढ़े तो बेहतर है।
हाँ, बिकॉज यू विल नॉट हैव सो मच टाइम ना, कहाँ है इतना टाइम दैट यू विल स्टार्ट फॉर द कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्डिंग। आई मीन आर यू इन योर थर्ड ईयर संचित?
मेरा तो खत्म होने वाला फाइनल एग्जाम है मेरा।
मतलब अगर यू हैव सम एक्स्ट्रा टाइम सो डू स्टडी, बट दो स्टूडेंट्स हु डू नॉट हैव एक्स्ट्रा टाइम तो बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब काफ़ी लोगों ने तो स्कूल कॉलेज में भी मैम लोगों ने पढ़ाया होता है, टीचर्स ने, कुछ लोगों ने जैसे मे बी इफ़ यू हैव नॉट रेड दिस इन योर ग्रेजुएशन एंड यू वांट टू स्टडी because maybe you like the subject or
नो
maybe
नो
you just want
नो,
to
प्योरली फॉर एग्जाम्स। दिस
then
इज
you don't
ऑप्टिक्स
need too
ऑप्टिक्स इज नॉट
much,
माय फोर्टे।
so then you don't need to read too much, ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं है। कोई
ओके।
भी कोई भी बेसिक बुक ले लो फिर ऑप्टिक्स का, तुम्हारा लाइब्रेरी में जस्ट गो वन डे एंड जस्ट चेक वट एवर इवन।
लाइब्रेरी ऑप्शन है नहीं मेरे पास, मेरी ओपन कॉलेज है तो।
अच्छा ओके, ठीक है, तो फिर मुझे टाइम मिलेगा तो आई विल चेक इफ़ आई कैन फाइंड मे बी जेंकिंस हो गया, और भी दो तीन बुक्स हैं मुझे भी याद नहीं आ रही है जिनमें में भी दिया होगा, पोलराइजेशन सभी में दिया होता है, ऐसा टॉपिक नहीं है ये जो
हाँ, आप पीडीएफ के ना एंड में आप ऊपर स्टार्टिंग में वो नाम लिख के दे दो बुक का, मैं ढूंढ लूंगा उसको, मिल ही जाएगी मुझे ऑनलाइन।
पर हो सकता है वो भी सर दर्द करे क्योंकि वो भी मतलब पुरानी बुक है। जेनकिंस,
है तो आर टेलर भी पुरानी बुक, लेकिन उसमें तो ऐसा कोई इशू आया नहीं था।
जेनकिंस एंड वाइट, ठीक है, ये मैंने तो ग्रेजुएशन में ही पढ़ी थी, आफ्टर दैट आई हैव नॉट रेड दिस। सो इसमें देख लो, अगर इसमें भी नहीं मिलता तो मे बी आई कैन सी इफ देर इज सम अदर बुक दैट यू कैन रीड। काफ़ी बार तो नोट्स पे मिल जाता है, इफ़ यू विल सर्च सम MIT का जैसे कोर्स होगा ऑप्टिक्स पर, यू
OCW।
माइट, हाँ यू माइट गेट सम सॉर्ट ऑफ रिटन नोट्स, टीचर के नोट्स होते हैं, प्रिंटेड टाइप्ड नोट्स होते हैं, समटाइम्स दे ऑल्सो गिव पार्ट्स ऑफ द, मतलब PDF भी होता है बुक का, लाइक सम टॉपिक दे टेक आउट द PDF एंड अपलोड इट, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो अनदर प्लेस यू कैन सर्च। हेक्ट थोड़ा ऐसा हेक्ट में है, थोड़ा बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में है, तो इट टेक्स अ, बट इट्स गुड फॉर समबडी हु वांट्स टू लर्न ऑप्टिक्स, बट फ्रॉम एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो जाता है। इवन घटक आई फील इज़ नॉट वेरी, इसमें क्वेश्चंस हैं ये सब है, बट इट्स नॉट वेरी नाइसली ऑर्गेनाइज्ड आई फील। सो ठीक है, सो आई विल स्टॉप द क्लास नाउ।
ओके, थैंक यू, गुड इवनिंग।
बाय बाय, गुड इवनिंग।